And we are back with Lisa Waterslane in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions. Just what are your neighbors talking about? And so she comes and just shares those. Welcome back to the studio, Lisa.
Thank you.
I've missed you this week terribly, terribly,
You
terribly.
have been the traveler.
You know what's fun?
What?
The pandemic's over. Truly, it's
Yes.
over.
Let's hope.
And so travel, the airports are busy.
Mhm.
They're open. The hotels are full. Conventions. So in the fall season, so late summer, fall is when garden centers get ready for the following year.
Mhm.
So the industry, garden centers, the breeders, those are people that create life. They start it. They give it to the
Create
plug
life.
growers.
Okay.
What you got?
You said create life.
They do create.
Very dramatic, dear, but yes.
That's pretty freaky what they do. They're taking tissue cultures and some goo thing and some test tube, and
It's
they
very
grow it
scientific.
on.
It is.
Then they give it to the growers, the
Mhm.
plug growers. They'll grow it out to about a plug about the size of a quarter, and they send it to our growers, and if we grow it on and flush out into a gallon size or 15 or
Mhm.
whatever, and then it comes to us, the garden center. We're all getting together. We're sharing our knowledge, what's going on, new breeds, new varieties. Right now, it's a pandemic, post, pre, what you're looking at, how are things going, how are the employees, how do you do that? It's just fun. It's business,
Right.
and so it's the industry gets together. So all the GMs and the CEOs and presidents and owners, and it's that management level up, and then you get to hang out and have a beer after at the bar, and then commiserate or celebrate, or and then go look at new product coming out for next year. It's just fun. And what I noticed was the expense accounts came out again. So the corporation, you corporate folks, you know what this is about. You salespeople, this has been closed for 2 years, 3 years. They just said, oh, no more expenses, no more spending, no more travel, no more. And that all changed just really in the last month and a half. Really in the last month, it all changed. And it's noticeable. It's kind of fun. It's great.
Cool. So you took Kinsey.
Yeah, Mackenzie and I, we're in the training mode. So dad takes daughter, and we're going father-daughter team. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Learning stuff together. And then everyone's going, really? We never knew you had a daughter. I've been going to these things for 30 years. We didn't know you had a daughter. Didn't you know we thought you were, who are you? And so it's kind of fun to see. And then she gets to see a side of her dad, because we are hugely respected in our industry. I mean, we are well known in North America. We're even known in other parts of the world for being good garden center retail community leaders. And so to see her go, I think it's a new side. She's seen a new side of the company through us, through the family, through that, which is kind of fun. Anyway, she's actually commented on it. It's kind of fun.
It's good. It's good to see her go. I stay home and I dog sit.
I love it.
Dog and cat sit.
And you take care of my cat.
His cat.
Yeah, my cat.
I never thought of you as a cat person until we ended up with this cat. So our daughter Meg moved back to Texas, couldn't take the cat. So we've never had a cat.
Right.
So now we have this cat, Dougie the cat.
Doug the cat.
And he's a pretty cool cat.
He's a dog in cat form. He's actually a dog. He goes out in the yard and follows you around. He goes, what you doing? I'm typing at night. Last night I was doing some stuff, and he's coming up on the keyboard going, nope, I think you're done. Let's go. You need to scratch my back. Anyway, just kind of fun. Dougie the cat.
Dougie the cat.
Oh my gosh. We should go over garden questions.
We should.
We're starting to bore people with our
if they're still tuned in.
I know. They changed the channel. Like they came back to see if we're still talking. And kind of, oh no, they aren't on the garden stuff.
Well, I'm on to the next thing. All right. So Ellis in Prescott Valley says her tomato plants are producing nicely. Lots of nice tomatoes. Plants look good, but the tomatoes themselves are developing splits in them.
Oh, yeah.
And she wants to know what causes that. Is there anything she can do to help prevent it?
Yeah, you can help. So that splitting, cracking, sometimes you'll hear folks talk about thick skin on tomatoes. I don't know about this year. Our tomatoes have a few less cracks this year than usual. And the skins are very tender right now. And a lot of that has to do with the dryness, the brightness, the sun. It causes that. And water extreme. So if it's really wet and then it goes dry, as that fruit swells up with water and then shrinks and swells up, that's what causes that cracking. And then if that tomato is exposed to a lot of intense sun, it's a little bit dry, the plant will actually form a little bit thicker skin as a protection to keep that seed. It's trying to reproduce a seed inside all that tissue. And so the skin is what it's trying to to protect
Protecting.
its next generation with. And so this is all a defense the plant is using. So more consistency in the watering would really help with the cracking. For our tomatoes, I always sprinkle just a touch. I'll take a tablespoon of Aqua Boost. These are polymers that swell up and hold like 200 times their weight in water. Then as the ground gets dry, it releases the moisture. It just fills that gap, because I know that's an issue, that cracking. So I'll just, when I'm planting, it's kind of maybe too late. Well, maybe not. I'll give you a quick test. I'll just sprinkle a little bit of Aqua Boost crystals underneath the plant so the roots grow through that. If you wanted, so this if you're seeing some problems like that, maybe come in and get a little bottle of Aqua Boost. It's very inexpensive. Poke a little hole, several of them down beside the roots, and kind of sprinkle those crystals. They need to be at the roots, and they'll swell up and hold water, and probably take that edge off. And so you'll have less cracking on the next crop. So we're in full swing with these tomatoes. There's a lot of runway to go. So don't give up. Keep going. There's nothing worse than trying to cut out cracks in a tomato. You lose half. It's like blossom end rot, only worse.
Yeah.
So that's why it's happening. That's a pretty common thing.
Right. And I suppose monsoons don't help that. So if we get those big rains, where you're getting a lot of water at once, sometimes that's hard to control.
Yeah, it's impossible to control nature. Usually monsoons aren't really that much a factor because it's so inconsistent. So yeah, it's wet this week, it's dry next week. It's kind of, that's what causes that cracking.
Right.
If you get a lot of monsoon rain, you can flush your calcium out, and it will actually increase your blossom end rot. That's why you really want to get a bottle of the yield booster. It's a liquid calcium. You spray the foliage once a week, every other week or so. So the plants take in this calcium. If we get a lot of rain, it flushes those nutrients out of the soil. It'll actually cause the next set of blossoms where that will rot, get this black spot where the blossom was. So those are things to watch with the heavy monsoon rain pattern.
Right.
So it changes every year. It's different.
It does.
There's no consistency.
That is very true.
That's why we're here every week. Here, the Mountain Gardeners, Ken and Lisa Lane.
So you always got to get it in there, don't you?
Some way.
Yeah. So Sandy is moving into a new home, thinking about putting in their landscape, that kind of stuff. They came from Minnesota, which had a very short season. So she's concerned, does she have enough time yet in this season for us to put in perennials and trees and shrubs?
First of all, Sandy, welcome to God's country, because Minnesota ain't it. I mean, that's good right now, it is, but I don't know. It seems
cold.
like Minnesota folks come down here to winter, up there to summer. So, but why not just stay down here and just enjoy all 4 seasons? Because it's nicer, better, strong. I don't know. So we have a 12-month planting season, Sandy. Don't worry about it. You're not going to get an 8-foot frost line like you're used to. The lakes, they don't freeze over here.
No ice fishing.
There's no ice fishing. You're in God's country. It's the 4 seasons. It's chilly, but it's not, the ground doesn't freeze. What you'll find is with your landscape, the varieties that you are offered change by seasons. So there'll be a lot of lilacs in the spring. There's not that many now, but there's a lot of crepe myrtles now. There's only one in the spring. You'll see the crops will ebb and flow. Right. The main thing you're going to watch is your zone. Make sure you're buying zone. Don't be fooled. All these Midwest folks come down here. I want it to look like Phoenix. I want a saguaro in my yard. Oh boy. Don't do that. Don't go to Phoenix and buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back up here and expect it to winter over. It won't. So probably 90% of everything down there dies up here. So you got to be, a lot of folks get that first round of landscaping gets killed off the following spring. Buy up in the mountains, get the folks, know who you're buying from. You are a zone 7. You want plants and go down to 10 degrees, maybe 5 or colder. Right. But no, don't go with that desert, just cacti stuff. You'll be disappointed. Anyway, that's what I can help you. Come visit us here at Waters Garden Center. We'll walk you right through the process.
You bet.
Ken and Lisa Lane, the Mountain Gardeners. Right back. We got more after this.